But I mean, I'd conditioned or been conditioned to use my left hand to do it all anyway, so I had to break myself of that and try to use this mouse. I mean, it was pretty useful. Sometimes in like the heat of the moment, I would be hitting one to pull out or meaning to hit one to pull out my primary weapon and wind up hitting four and pulling out like my shock paddles or my defib paddles or something like that, and it wound up getting shot in the face. But that was my own error. I mean, I can feel the difference between the buttons, but I mean, when you're when you're stuck in it and playing and it's a stressful situation, sometimes you get messed up. Anyways, let's see. I've gone over the DPIs, the main features. Let's see. Well, I guess the sheer flexibility of it, I would give the feature list to the Razer Naga, being able to do different things. My only, not really gripes, but my personal dislikes about it is of course the glossy surfaces. I don't like glossy surfaces at all, but it's livable. The price tag is pretty high, but then again, you pretty much get what you pay for if you fully utilize the macro capabilities. You're going to be able to get a lot out of this mouse, or do a lot with it. I mean, you can open up like all your websites and whatnot in just a press of a button. Let's see what else, but that's about it as far as the differences, or as far as the features unique to the Naga. Most of them software things. But yeah, ergonomics, it feels good. Like I said, I don't like glossy surfaces, but I mean, it's definitely, now if you have, and I can almost like palm a basketball. I mean, I have huge hands, so being able, having large hands, it is, you can, on the 2012 edition exclusively, where you can get this, whatever, or you'd have to use like the big side of it, using the standard side or like a standard Naga, or even Molten with that little side. It's so aggravating. Like that's where the having really large hands starts to be a negative thing. But having gotten used to it, and using the big side, it feels pretty good even with big hands. I mean, if you've got average hands or even small hands, this mouse is going to be pretty nice. Now let's go to one thing, or the first thing that might that people look at when they look at the price, or when they look at mice, is the price, or not. It might not be, but it's one of mine. Like, I want to look at features, and what am I paying for? Now, if you at this point in time need like a basic mouse, not a basic mouse, but let's say your range is like $50 to $60. That eliminates the Razer Naga, because it's $79. The Deathadder comes in at about $50, I think, right now, which is pretty steep for a kind of a basic mouse. Now, the Deathadder, you don't have weights. Well, you can't adjust the weight of either of these mice. That's pretty much exclusive to the G500 in this lineup. Now, as you can see, I have the 4 of the 5 gram weights in the mouse to make it heavier towards the. Well, let's see. Did I put it in there the right way? Alright, let me flip that around, actually. I like the weight. I thought it felt funny. I like the weight more towards the back, and there we go. More towards the back of the mouse and my thumb. And just by arranging the weights in there, you can really customize how this mouse feels. Let me get my arm. My arm out of the way. This is the weight pack for the G500, and you've got like 2.5 gram or 2 gram, one of those. I don't know. I haven't opened that thing in such a long time. But let's see. As far as scrolling on this, you have the standard scroll, where like you can move it like one little notch at a time, or you can press this little button right here, and it just spins, freely, so you can get to the bottom of pages really fast, which is really handy. So the two mice, or the mice out of this set that really compete, are the Deathadder and the G500. The G500 currently is only like $7 more. So I would definitely say, unless you're just a die-hard, you gotta have Razer products. I would say go with the G500 because I haven't seen anything from Razer that's within a decent price range, or a decent, you know, like the $50 to $60 price range, that really has as many features on it as the G500 does. So out of this lineup, it's the best bang for your buck. And unless you plan on, you know, having all kinds of crazy which you can do macros to a certain extent with the G500, but you can only, you know, you're kind of limited on buttons. But other than that, you know, it's the best one out of the bunch in my opinion. And it has this you know, kind of gritty, or like not really gritty, but a grip sides to it, which is really nice. I mean, I've used this thing. I've used all of these for extensive amounts of time, and well, I mean, I've used this the least, at least as far as how long I've had it. But I've used all of these in, you know, as long as 12-hour, you know, just like binging gaming sessions where it's like I'm off work, I don't have to do anything for the entire day. I'm just gonna, you know, sit inside. I might eat a little bit, but for like a solid 12 hours, I'm either, you know, I might take a bathroom break or drink some water, but I'm playing like Supreme Commander or Battlefield, or, you know, I'm just like not talking to anybody the entire day. So I mean, I've used all three of these mice in those gaming situations. And so I would, currently the Deathadder, well, my favorite color is blue, so it has that going for it, and the buttons on the side are a lot bigger, and they have a satisfying, I'll let you listen maybe. I don't know if you could hear it, but they have a satisfying click to them, and the Deathadder's, or the G500 is just kind of a little, whoops, I don't know what I've got it set to. I think it's set to like F right now. But you know, they've got a little, you can it's a solid like depression, but they're not like, there's no big loud, you know, click or anything like that. You just kind of hit them. They're solid buttons, like they don't feel like mushy, or they don't feel like they're gonna break or anything like that. But let's see, on the G500, another cool thing is you can click the mouse wheel to the left and to the right. So you can bind that to weapons in Battlefield, and you can just kind of nudge it and you know, make it do whatever you want. You can also, you know, on all of them you can click them down. Even though I don't like to click down, it just feels kind of awkward, because the down click on the G500 is, I don't know, that's the only thing I don't like about the mouse really, is I don't like clicking down on the wheel, because then it's too easy to move it, even with like the rougher, I guess that would be the way to describe it. Even with like the clicky scroll, the scroll wheel does feel a little loose. But I mean, it's the only time it's a problem is when I try to click it down. Like if I'm in a you know, a firefight, I can't like click it down to like knife or something like that. Then it just, I don't know, I'll accidentally switch weapons or something like that, which is kind of annoying. But that's why I don't map anything to it anyway. So I just take the problem out of the situation. But it's definitely more solid on the Deathadder, and on the oh wow, I just opened up my Radon graphics thing. Anyways, the clicking down on the scroll is definitely better with the Razer mice. But you know, that's woo-hoo-hoo. Unless you click down on the mouse wheel a lot, that's not really a big deal to me. The Razer mice do look the best, I guess. You know, I like the solid black. And the blue, I would say that the Naga is definitely the sharpest. Yeah, the Logitech does look Logitech-y, I guess. You know, I'm not exactly sure what this like weird, like hammered pattern. It's like this. That's how I would describe it. It's kind of like, it looks like hammered metal, kind of. Which, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's got the little subtle red lights. It's not, you know, you might not like these. They might look a little nerdy to you, but you know, whatever. Functionality-wise, all three of these mice are fantastic. Price-wise, right now, you're getting the most bang for your buck out of the G500. If you're a die-hard MMO gamer, which I am not, you know, the Naga is definitely something that I would recommend you look at. You know, even if you have big hands, the 2012 edition, because I mean, I'm definitely a guy with big hands. I mean, I'm not, you know, this is that is a 32-inch television, like. I have huge hands. Or here's my case. Oh, here we go. That's a 200mm case fan right there. in my hand is slightly, you know, my finger span is slightly bigger than the 200mm case fan. So if you want to take the mouse and put it up to the case fan, I mean, look at that. I mean, my hand is 4 times the size of the mouse, and I can grip it just fine. You know, like I said, I've used it for long periods of time, and other than the little glossy bits, having to, you know, wipe my hands a little bit, which I've barely even noticed. It's good. You know, it's a fantastic product for what it does. But honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't exactly cut the mustard enough to you know, really kind of stay. I'm just gonna send it back. I have 3 mice, people. You know, I've got my primary G500 and then a secondary Deathadder. You know, both of them fantastic. And it's, you know, it's not like I don't like the Naga. It's a great, like I just, you know, basically saying its praises. It's a fantastic mouse. I just don't utilize like the macros or anything enough. You know, I try to, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of set in my ways. I don't know. Like I get done everything I need to get done quickly enough. I don't play MMOs, so I don't need to activate 97 things at once. So yeah. That is my in-depth review and look at of the Razer Naga 2012 edition G500, Logitech G500, and the Razer Deathadder. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.